Digital Junto number 11 today. Andrew Ferris from the Common Thread Collective, account strategist here, talking about the beauty and power of the very simple but very effective product photo as an ad on Facebook. All right, so talking today about product photos on Facebook ads. This is one of the simplest and most straightforward tips I can give to anybody, and it's also one of the most usable tips no matter who you have on your advertising team, no matter what resources are available to you. You probably have, if you are running e-commerce ads for an e-commerce store, you probably have product photos. If you don't, then we need to probably back up and start over with your entire e-commerce process. But if you have product photos, you can advertise on Facebook and you can do really, really well. One of the things I think is one of the biggest misconceptions about digital advertising is that you have to have amazing, incredible, super cool, super well designed, super beautiful lifestyle photography and imagery for your ads. And I think that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions out there, because time and time again, we run campaigns for brands in all kinds of different spaces, all kinds of different verticals, and over what we find is that some of the most effective ads we run are very straightforward product photos with a simple description of what the product is. There's a reason I think this is the case, and it's that Facebook's audience definition features are so good and so strong that Facebook is going to do a lot of the work for you of finding a relevant audience for your ads and for your products, especially if you're using tools like lookalike audiences, or you have a really, really clear sense of occupation-based, interest-based, behavior-based, whatever it is. Facebook's going to go find the right audience for you. And what you really need to do with your ads is make sure that the traffic that you are buying and sending to your website is qualified traffic that is genuinely and sincerely interested in your product, not some garbage, nonsense, clickbait traffic. And when you're running product photos at the top of the funnel for prospecting ads, one of the things that immediately does is it solves for traffic quality, because the only kind of person who's going to click on an ad of a straightforward product photo is the kind of person who is genuinely interested in the product. There's no weird bait and switch kind of thing to happen. So if you get those kinds of people to your website, generally speaking, if you can do that at an even reasonable click price, that kind of advertising is going to perform well. The tricky thing about this is that we run into this all the time, where we'll be working with a client and we'll send them over ads that look good, they look clean, they look nice, but they're really straightforward product photos. And sometimes what we'll hear back from them is something like, these are okay, these are nice, but like, can you design them a little more? Is there something? They'll send us all their giant thing of assets from their latest photo shoot and all kinds of videos they've done, and say, can you run some of these super cool, lifestyle photos that we've put, and spice it up a little bit? Isn't that going to work a little bit better? And we'll typically say, sure, we'll give it a try for you if that's what you really, really want. But it's actually not what we think is the most effective. We run product photos because we think it works. I'm going to give you a couple examples of this right now with a couple of clients that we've had. Amazing clients with amazing products that are doing really, really well on the whole. The first one is Cardiff Skate. Incredible skate, answer to inline skates, a better, easier way. You strap your foot into the skate. And so we've run in the same ad set multiple ads. On the one hand, Corey's going to put up these lifestyle photos, couple of lifestyle photos with a little bit of text kind of worked in, showing the product, but with a little more context, and even a video in there. The combination of all of those performed at a 30% return on ad spend. Now, Corey put up the product photo here as well. Very straightforward, giant picture of what this skate actually is. That ad has performed to 160% ROAS at the top of the funnel. That's before you talk about the remarketing value on the back end of that traffic. I mean, the product photo just blows away all these other things that we're doing. Another one from Kalo, a client we've talked about a lot. We've run all kinds of ads over a lot of time working with Kalo. We've tested and tried everything from slideshows to multi-product ads to straightforward product photos, videos, all kinds of stuff. Here's a little selection I pulled from Instagram. You think Instagram is the place where people go for super cool stuff, right? Like beautiful photography, beautiful lifestyle stuff. That's what people are posting on Instagram. And here's the same thing. amazing. I like, this is one of my favorite pieces of creative I've seen in a long time. This first piece here, and it ran us clicks over $4 per click. We turned it off really fast, 0% return on ad spend. It's the kind of thing that you would send to a client, we'd send to a client, and they would just love it because the photography and actually a little bit of video feature here is so cool. It's just awesome, and yet it didn't do well. On the other hand, product photography here in its place, very straightforward, just showing the product, new product for what it is, 200% return on ad spend. Look, it took me like an hour to go find lifestyle photos to run, to give to Corey, to put into this digital Junto. It took me forever. I was supposed to start recording a while ago. I made Corey sit here and wait because I had to go digging through old creative that we've done. It took me forever to find any lifestyle photography that we even run anymore because it doesn't work. We've tried it, we've tested it, it mostly doesn't work. Instead, what we do is we start with product photography. So let me give you a really simple takeaway here for the way we would handle this moving forward. In nearly every account that we start with a client, we begin running ads with a couple of things. First, we kind of anchor the account with product photography. And the reason we do that is because we know it's generally a pretty safe bet to perform at least decently. If product photography isn't working, we've got other problems, whether it's an audience problem or even a product problem. So we always start there. Now, I'll also tell you, it's not necessarily the highest upside type of ad creative that we run. There's video in particular that we run, we've talked about it on Digital Junto before, videos where we run where we see higher upside, bigger ceilings of performance, but product photography is also what maybe we'd say is a high floor. It's really hard to go really wrong with clear, high quality product photo and clear copy that's telling potential customers exactly what the product is. You go find the right customers, you put the product photography in front of them, you're in really, really good shape. So if you can do that, then you should at least have what I would consider kind of an anchor for an account. You should be able to figure out pretty quickly if you have any real interest from people, if you're finding the right people for your product on Facebook. Start there. Move on from there and try out influencer videos like we've talked about, all kinds of other things, but start with that product photography, see what's going to happen, and you can perform really, really well with really straightforward stuff. Sometimes it's almost discouraging. You want to create amazing Mad Men style advertising, you want to be the next David Ogilvy, and that's great. Go for it. You never know. There's definitely times when we see some kind of crazy, cool, interesting, creative and copy outperform product photography. But on the whole, we always start there because we find it's a really safe bet to perform really, really well if there's an audience for your product on paid social. So that's the tip for today. Product photography, it works. It's not that cool, but it works way better than you think. Give it a shot.